Hello mathletes, it's Mr. Grover here again. I'm going to do a video today on surface area. So this is a concept that you guys would have covered a fair bit throughout your high school, secondary school kind of careers. But what we're going to do is sort of recover the general idea, do a couple of sort of simple problems, and then do a problem-solving question that you are likely to get in a test or exam scenario. So these are some sort of basic questions. So the idea being that when we talk about surface area is that we are literally after the area, it's all in the name, area of all surfaces of a 3D shape. All right? So the difficulty here is not in the area calculations. The difficulty here is in the visualization and making sure that we have found the area of all faces and not just the ones we can see, because quite often those ones that we can't see or struggle to visualize are the ones we miss. So we're just going to do C here. All right. Now this is one that my class sort of did have a little bit of difficulty on the other day. So that's sort of why part of the reason why we're going through it. So what I like to do is actually think about, we've got a rectangular prism here, which has one sort of square end. I'm just going to make sure we've got those units in there just so we don't get confused and you think I'm pulling a number from somewhere that doesn't exist. So this length here is 5, which means that one there is 5, that one there is 5, that one there is 5. These 4 here and these 4 here are all going to be 3. Okay, so how do we start? I personally, it doesn't really matter where you start, but I like to think of it when we're dealing with these rectangular prisms as front and back. All right, top and bottom. All right, top, bottom, and side and side. Okay. And I'm going to work in sort of pairs that way. So this front face here is 5 by 3, and I know that because it's a rectangular prism, there is another 5 by 3 face on the opposite side of that solid. So I'm going to do 5 by 3 by 2 because there is 2 of them. I'm then going to go to side, all right, which is 3 by 3, and there are 2 of them again. All right, 1, 2. And finally, we're going to do top and bottom, which is 5 by 3 by 2, because there are 2 of them. Okay. Now, we're going to simplify these. 5 by 3 by 2 is 30. 3 by 3 by 2 is 18. 5 by 3 by 2 is 30. So, all up, this is the other thing that people actually want to do when they get to this stage is they think in terms of area. So, all right, so we're going to multiply these 3 together and that'll give me the total surface area. But really, if we think about it, we're really just finding this area, adding it to 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 this area, and adding it to the bottom area there as well. So there's 6 faces, and we need to add them all together rather than multiply them together. We multiply together to get the area of each face, but when we're talking about the whole surface area, we need to add the area of those faces together. So that's going to give us 30, 30 is 60, plus 18 is going to be 78 millimeters squared. Okay, simple enough. This one here, which one are we going to do? We might, oh no, we will do this one. Okay, we're going to do B. All right, important thing to remember here, we don't have a value for this side. All right, and this is a question that will come up in a test or exam, especially when you get to, if you're doing essential maths in year 12 or if you're doing general maths in year 11, this sort of question will come up and we're being asked to use Pythagoras to find a missing side, okay? So I sort of like to just write those in there. So we've got 10 squared plus 6 squared equals x squared, all right? 10 squared, 100. 6 squared, so it's going to be 136 equals x squared. So we're going to do square root of 136 equals x. Okay, so put that in. All right, that is that side. Now, why we do that is because we actually need this length to figure out the surface area of this kind of, if you can visualize this like bottom face under here. That's what we actually need that for. So We're going to follow that similar process though, and I'm going to do, firstly I'm going to do this top face here, and that is 10 by 12. All right, so that is 120. I'm going to do this face here, so that's 6 by 12 equals, what's that, 6 by 12, 48, no, 72. 12, 6 to 72. There we go. Now the underside here is a little bit more difficult because we've got that square root of 136, so we're going to need our calculator for that, which we will find. So we're going to do square root of 136 times by 12 equals, whoops, got to do the square. There we go. Hang on, start again. Square root 136. Oh, is that not working for me? There we go. Times by 12. All right. Okay. So square root 136 times by 12. So we're doing this side by this side, and that'll give us the area of that underneath kind of rectangular face. Is going to equal 139.94. 39.94. Okay. And now we have this triangle here. Now we know it's a triangular prism, so there is another triangular face here. So we're going to do base times height divided by 2 to find the area. Now, some of you that are quick on the maths are going to know that if I do divided by 2, I've just got to do times 2 again because there are 2 of them, all right? But I'm just doing that to show you that that's how you find the area, and then we can double that to find the other one. Obviously, divided by 2 times by 2, the shortcut is to not actually do that, and we know it's just going to be 60, okay? A couple of you picked that up the other day, which was fantastic. So from there, we need to add all of those together. So we'll do that. We've got 120 plus 72 plus 139.94 plus 60 equals, all right, and it should equal, assuming I haven't made any mistakes, I don't think I have, 391.94, and that is meters squared. Okay, so again, there we go, we'll move that calculator out of the way now. So that's just 2 relatively simple ones. This one's obviously a little bit more difficult because there's an added element of the Pythagoras there. The last one I wanted to go through is just going to be this one here. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but what I did want to do was just highlight the problem-solving aspect of this, because a few of you, like I said, did get stuck with this one. And I think it's because we sort of see this shape and we go, oh, I don't have a formula to actually find the area of that shape. But if we actually extract that shape out and flip it around, we actually do, okay? So it's straight on one side, and then it has a longer side there, all right? Okay, we know that this is 81, we know that this is 219, and we know that this is 75. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that looks like a trapezium to me, okay? The skill, as I've mentioned this many times in my classes, and probably many times I will in these videos, the skill with these surface area questions is being able to visualize the shapes and figure out which pieces of information we need and which pieces of information we don't have and need to calculate, all right? So if we had, whoops, I've done those measurements around the wrong way, 75, 219, there we go, no, did it again. There we go, 219.75. Okay, so we can find the area of this trapezium by doing A plus B over 2 times by the height, where 75 is A, 219 is B, and then 81 is obviously the height. That's going to give us the surface area of this top shape. Obviously, we know it's a trapezial prism, or trapezoidal prism, I think it might be called. So there's one of those on top and then one of those on the bottom. So we would times by 2. The rest are just rectangular rectangles. There we go, rectangular rectangles. Rectangle shapes that we can find the area of by doing length times width. The only other thing here we need to be careful of is that we will need this length here to actually be able to figure out the area of this rectangle. Okay, how do we do that? I'll give you one guess. 3, 2, 1, Pythagoras. Okay, so we're going to use a bit of problem solving. So we're going to do 219 take 75, which is going to be 2015 take, I think, 164. It's about that anyway. 219 take 75. And then, so we know that this length here is now 164. Okay, we have the height as 81. We can find the hypotenuse by doing a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and doing the square root of those products. Okay, add that together, and then same thing as we've done before, we add the areas of all the shapes. That'll give us our surface area of that entire shape. All right, key pieces of information. Make sure, or come up with a strategy. It doesn't have to be the one that I use, but come up with a strategy to make sure that you have calculated the area of all of the faces of the 3D shapes we're dealing with, depending on what shape it is. Make sure you have checked that you actually have all the measurements you need and you're not just assuming. And then use the skills that we have, draw from other areas of problem solving. Pythagoras is the main one we're going to use in terms of our problem solving for this, to find any lengths that you actually don't know yet. Figure out the area of all the sides, add them all together, and Robert is your father's brother. Where we go, okay? If you guys need any further help with that sort of thing, please let me know in class. If there's something you want me to cover in terms of a particular question or a particular concept involving surface area, either leave a comment on the video or send me an email, speak to me in class. Thanks very much, guys. See you later.